Okay, here we are. We're on page 13 of 15. We're going to continue with our day 5 lesson. Okay, and we're working with numbers in place value. Okay, round 21.6804 to the specified place value. To the ones place. The ones digit is there. So, what do I do? 20, do I want 21 or 22? Look at the next number, it says 6, so we go up to 22. 22 is rounded to the ones place. How about the tenths? Now the tenths is where the 6 is. So do we want 21 point, that's the tenths place. Do we want 6 or 7? 7, because the 8 is big. So we round it to 21.7. We want to round it to the hundredths place. Well, this is the hundredths place where the 8 is. But the 0 is small, so we're just going to keep 21.68. How about rounding it to the thousandths is where the 0 is. And the 4 is beneath 5, so we're just going to keep 21.680. We have to have 3 digits here because it's thousandths, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Okay? Earthquakes. Moment magnitude is a measure used by scientists to describe an earthquake's power. Order the moment magnitudes from least to greatest. These are some famous earthquakes. Ecuador, Chile, and Alaska. The Alaska one I almost remember. 1965. Maybe I remember the Chile one too a little bit. I was a kid though. That was a big one, huh? 9.5. Whoa. Anyway, which was the from least to greatest? So the least would be the smallest. Well, these 8s have to come first. 8.7 or 8.8? 8.7. So you would say Alaska would be first. Then came the other 8, Ecuador. And then Chile would be last. Right? Okay. See, you're more likely to have problems like this where they give you a word problem than problems where they give you numbers. I don't think they give you just straight numbers. Okay, they don't give you straight numbers, they give you word problems. Okay, practice. Match the decimal with its verbal description. Okay, first of all, these two are 7. This is 78 and this is 70. That should be easy then. 7, here's a 7. 70, 78, 7. So these two are the 7s, right? 7 and 86 hundredths. 7, now it says 86 hundredths. Hundredths is the second. So we want 86, like that. 86 hundredths. This one says 7 and 86 thousandths. So this says 7 and it says thousandths. We want 3 place. How many thousandths? 86. So we got to put a 0 here because there's nothing there. Okay? 70. That's got to be this one. 70 and 86 hundredths. 78. Beep, beep, beep. And 6 hundredths. What did we get? 7 and 86. That's, where is it? Right here. And this one is right there. Okay? Copy and complete the statement using less than, greater than, or equal to. Okay. Which one's bigger? This one, so we put greater than. I guess we're going this way. 0803. That one's bigger, greater than. 0.19, 0.20. This one's bigger. 0.2, 0.20. 0.19, 19 hundredths is less than 20 hundredths. Okay, 4948, so this one's bigger. 8 and 49 hundredths is greater than 8 and 48 hundredths. 10 and 1 hundredth, 10 and 10 hundredths, this one's bigger. 0.8, 1.3, this one has ones, this doesn't have any, this one's bigger. 0.8 is less than 1.3. 13.20, 13.2, this is the same as 20, so they are equal. 0.60, 0.66, that one's bigger. 0.607 is less than 0.66. 2526, you're bigger. 25.024 is less than 26.024. Tenths. You and a friend are taking an overnight backpacking trip. You are both carrying lightweight tents. Can you see this, by the way? Barely. Your tent weighs 3.5 pounds and your friend's tent weighs 3.25 pounds. Whose tent weighs less? A lot of reading, but it's a very easy problem. Yours is 3.5. His is 3.25. So this 5 is bigger than 2. So this one's bigger. Even though this has 2 spaces. Remember, this is like 5-0. Whose tent is bigger? Your tent. I wonder if it says your tent for the answer. Let's look. 27. Does it say your tent? Or does it say 2 point? Or does it say 3.5? I bet you it says 3.5. It should say your tent. Number 27. Math. My friend's tent. Ah, come on. Did I make a mistake? I got to go back and read. You and a friend are taking an overnight backpacking trip. You are both carrying lightweight tents. Your tent weighs 3.5 pounds, and your friend's tent weighs 3.25 pounds. Who made the mistake, them or me? Yes, it was my mistake. Why? Because I wasn't careful. Whose tent weighs less. Not your tent. The smaller one was this one. I picked whose tent weighs more. So it was your friend's tent. Your friend's tent was the right answer. Always be careful to check. Check. And make sure you pick, especially when they're asking you bigger or smaller, more or less. You got to make sure you find the right one. Order the numbers from least to greatest. No mistakes this time, okay? Here we go. I don't even know if I have to do this with you. You guys should be able to do this pretty easy by now. Least to greatest. Okay. 1, 3, 0, 0. So these are the smallest so far. These have 1 and this has 3. So we're doing the ones. 0.2 or 0.9? 0.2. 0.2, 0.9. We want 1 or 3. 1, 1.2, 3.2. 6, 6, 6, 6. They're all got begin with 6 ones. 6 tenths, 2 tenths, 8 tenths, 5 tenths. 6 tenths is smaller. 6.2, 6.5, 6.6, 6.8. That's pretty easy. 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, we want to do the ones first. 1.1 or 1.0. 1.0 goes first. 1.02, 1.1. Then we want 2.2 or 2.0. 2.0, 1, 2.2. Okay? Okay, smallest first. They all got 0, so we got 0.8, 0.0, 0.9, 0.2. 0.0 is first, 0.03. Then we got 0.2, 0.2. Then we got 0.86, 0.86, and the biggest one is 0.91. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4.3, 4.0, 4.2, 4.2. 4.0 first, 4.03. Then we got 2 4.2s. 4.23 goes first. Then 4.27. And last 4.3. 8.5787. So the 7s go first. 7.65 or 63. 7.63. 7.65. We want 8.56 or 8.65. 8.56. 8.65. I don't know. Can you see me? Yes. Okay. Soapbox Derby word problem. Good. The winning times in each division for a soapbox derby are 29 and 15 seconds, 29 and 78 seconds, 29 and 74 seconds. Order the times from fastest to slowest. So the fastest time will be the smallest number, right? Because that's how many seconds it took. This is a tricky one. Fastest, in this case, is the smallest seconds that it took to finish the derby. Okay, so they're all 29. So we go to the next 29.1, 29.7, 29.7. 29.1 is the fastest time because it's the lowest time. It took them the least amount of time. Now we got 29.7, 29.7, 7.8, 7.4. This comes next. 29.74 barely beat 29.78 seconds. They're all pretty close though. Okay, almost done. Round the decimal as specified. Nearest ones, the ones place is right there. So it's going to be what? 1. Do we want 7 or 8? 6 is big, so we go up to 8. 18. You can put the decimal point if you want, but you don't need it. That's the nearest ones place. Nearest tenth. Tenth is this place, the tenths. The first one after the decimal point. So it'll be 32 point. Now we need one more number. So is that going to be 0 or is it going to be 1? Well, 9 is big, so we go up to 1. 32.1. Nearest tenth again. So we want that one there. 5 point. Is it going to be 5 or 6? 6, because a 5 is in the middle, but we go up just by a conventional rule. Nearest thousandth. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So we're going to do 12.00. Now, do we want 9 or do we want to go up? We want 9. If we go up, I have to show you what to do if you go up. Suppose we had this, 12.0097. Watch what happens here. To round it to the nearest thousandth, you go 12.0. Now the 9 is going to go up. But when it goes up to 10, you have to do this. You have to make it go to 10 like that. You see that? 12.10. The 9 goes to a 10. But that wasn't the answer because they had a 9, so we went up. I mean, I'm sorry, they had a 2, so we went down to 9. Okay. Nearest hundredth. So this is a hundredth, right? So the nearest hundredth is going to be 2.2, and we go down because it's a 4. If it had to go up, we'd have to change this to 30, but we're going down. Nearest ones place. The nearest ones is the 0. So is it going to be 0 or is it going to go to 1? It's going to go to 1 because 7 is bigger than 5. Nearest tenth. Nearest tenth is right there. This one's interesting. So is it going to stay 0 or is it going to go up to 1? Well, that's small, so it's going to have to be 0. The nearest tenth is 0 point. You have to put 0.0. You can't just put a 0. You have to put 0.0. Nearest hundredth. Watch what happens here. Now we're going to see something difficult. We want to go up or down. That's the hundredth place. We have to go up. But look, if this goes up, then that goes up. And if that goes up, then that goes up. It's going to end up going to 10 point. And we need the hundredth place. 0, 0. 9.9999 goes up to 10.00. We need the hundredth, so we need 2 places. Wow. Write 2 numbers that round to 5.7. Well, you can have 5.7. You can pick any number here. You can pick 312. 3 smaller, so it goes down to 5.7. You can even pick a 6. 5.6, but then you want to round up, so you go 8, 4, 5. I don't know, it doesn't matter. 5.6845 rounds up to 5.7. When you round it to the 10th, it rounds up to that. Describe the pattern, then write the next 2 numbers. So you know what patterns are, right? So look what happens. You have 10, then it goes to 1, then it goes to 1/10, then the 100th. What's happening? Well, the 1 is moving. First there's 1/10, then there's 1/1, then there's 1/10, then there's 100th. So the next one is going to be 0.001, 1,000th. And the next number is going to be 0.0001, 1/10,000th. How about this one? 2.01, 2.002, 2.003. So 2.004. So look, 10203040. So now we're going to do 5 zeros, 2.000005 zeros, and the 4 is going to become a 5. And one more, this time we're going to put 6 zeros, and the 5 becomes a 6. That's the pattern. That's how you do patterns, right? You follow patterns. Write two numbers that are between 4.57 and 4.59. Now you might think, well, I can only think of one, 4.58. What other numbers are between? Well, there's millions of numbers. You could pick 4.571. You could do 4.573. You can do 4.579. They're all, but so long as it's less than 4, you can do 4.8312. They're all between 4 oh, I goofed up on this one. This has to be 4.58312. Okay, because that's less than 5.9. They're thinking you're only going to think of this one, 4.58, and you won't be able to think of another one. But remember, they can have more places. They could have 5.7 and 5.8, but with more places. Okay? Evaluate the expression. Is that plus? Well, you can do it with your calculator, or you can just do it if you know how to add in your head pretty good. 5 and 12 is 17 minus 2 is 15. Or you can do 12 minus 2 is 10 plus 5 is 15. This is multiplying. 4 times 2 is 8. But you can't multiply times 3 yet. First, you have to do this. 3 squared is 3 times 3. This is 3 times 3, which is 9. Now you can multiply the 8 times 9. That's 72. You could try that with your calculator. Now, if you're going to do this one, 52 minus 12 times 3, don't do 52 minus 12 first. You have to do the multiplying before you do the subtracting. 3 times 12 is 36. Now you can do 52 minus 36. If you try this on your calculator, I think it might give you the right answer. Let's try that one and see if it figures out what you're trying to do. Here I go. What do I need? I need a calculator. Where do I find a calculator? Remember? I forget where the calculator is on a thing. Why am I not able to think? Where's a calculator on the thing? Oh, it's here somewhere, isn't it? It's one of these little things here. Oh, you know what? How about in here? Calculator. That's where it is. Okay, calculator. Can you see that? And we're going to do 52 minus 12 times 3. Come on, baby. I don't want that. 52 minus 12. See how it's saying 40? But when I change it to times, it's going to do something different. See, it got the right answer. It didn't do 40 times 3 like you think it would do. It did do 12 times 3 first and subtracted. So it figured out what I wanted to do. It did the multiplying first and then did the subtraction. Okay, number 50. One box of candy holds 50 pieces. How many boxes of candy do you need to make 16 goodie bags, each with 12 pieces of candy? Did you try figuring that out? Okay, forget this one first. Let's just figure out how much candy we need. We want to make 16 goodie bags, each with 12 pieces of candy. So you got 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, 16 of them. What do? You multiply 16 times 12. So let's do that on my calculator here. How do we do this? I guess we go back like this. Okay, we're going to do 16 times 12. 6 times 1, 2 equals. So now we got 192 pieces of candy, right? 192 pieces of candy. And how many boxes of candy do I have to buy? Well, they each have 50, and I want 192. You can kind of figure that out on your own, just adding 50 plus 50 until you get to over 192. You have to get over 192. Or you can do this, 192 divided by 50. How many 50s go in there? 3.84. I need 3 boxes and almost a whole nother box, but you can't buy part of a box. So what are you going to do? You're going to round it up to what? 4 boxes, because you have to buy whole boxes. So that would be 4 boxes. 4 boxes is actually 200. 4 50s is 200. And you need 192 because you multiplied 12 times 16 and got 192. Estimate the sum. Estimate, well, you know how to estimate? Estimate means you don't actually figure out the answer. You just guess more or less. Well, I know 70 and 30 is 100. But there's a 9 and a 1. That's another 10. So that's 110. And this is close to 60. So the answer is about 110 plus 60, about 170. How about this one? Well, this is a little more than 400. This is less than 300. And this is another 100. That's what I'm thinking in my head. 300 and 100 is 400 and 400. It's about 800. Right? You could say 4 and 2 is 6 and 1 is 7. And then you got a whole mess more. So it's about 800. How about this one? What's 900 and 100? That's 1,000. That's another 900. You got about 1,900. Plus you got some left over. It's almost 2,000. Again, watch. 900 and 100 is 1,000. And then you got almost 900 here. So that's 1,900. But then you have some leftover ones too. So it's almost 2,000. Anyway, that's it. That's it for today. What did they put? They put 1950. They came closer. They just said estimate, so it doesn't matter. You can use whatever numbers you like. You don't. It didn't say you had to be that close. Okay, so that's it for now. We will pick it up with day 6. Bye.